Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Today, we will see about what to do when you feel sick, when you feel ill. Why this is very important is if you handle fever well, definitely you can avoid any chronic or serious illness in your life. One of the main reasons why we are having so many diseases these days is clearly because of two important things. One is mishandling fever. For any fever, kill the fever by taking some medication. The second thing is, in the name of prevention, almost every fever causing disease, something like an infection, is having a prevention in the name of vaccination. When you prevent a fever, you are preventing some cleansing by the body because fever is the best detox body can do. When you prevent it, you are also preventing the deep detox what the body has to do. And though vaccination is there for all the diseases except smallpox, no other disease has been eradicated. And smallpox is not there as smallpox. We don't know what is its modification. We are only speaking of what we've understood. We don't know what is the truth. So, time being, what we can see is because of smallpox vaccination, there is no smallpox. And we also are seeing, in spite of every other vaccination, every other disease is happening. And in all the vaccinations, they mention a side effect. And in all the vaccination, the side effect is the disease for which they vaccinate itself. And this is not a new concept, what I'm saying. These concepts are known to many scientists. It is there, but it is not told to every scientist, something like that. Like it is not in the curriculum. It is not a regular thing, but people know it. When I was studying ninth standard, they gave a science and technology edition from a newspaper, English daily newspaper, and I don't know why they gave that. Just they gave that, but in that there were some detailed articles about how uh, vaccinations are actually a reason for serious HIV cases, and even how cancers are coming because of many vaccines. Like vaccines don't create cancer, but the vaccine prevents the fever, which indirectly reduces the detox what the body is doing. See, every organism born on this earth may undergo some unwanted exposure. That exposure is handled by the body with a fever. So, fever is not an enemy, fever is your friend. So, if you handle it well, you can cure almost any disease. Hippocrates says, give me fever and I will cure any disease. So, whenever a patient gets fever, you can cure his disease easily. That's a basic understanding. So, let us see how to make a person with fever handle the fever well and make his body feel happy. So, we know fever means the person will feel more hot, increased warmth, increased temperature is what is called fever. This we know. Sometimes there may not be increased temperature, but they'll feel feverish. Don't say fever has not yet started, you can continue working. You can go to school. No, don't do all these things. Fever is very important. Even feeling feverish, honor the feverish feeling as much as you will honor a fever. What is this honoring fever? If you think fever is a problem, you will not honor it. But fever is a friend. Why not honor it? It is coming to help you. Fever is the body's language of something inside. It is not an enemy. And definitely understand fever is not a disease. Even medical book says this, but if fever is not a disease, why do you treat it? It's only indication. See, there is something wrong inside. It just tells you that there is something wrong inside. How does it tell? By creating some symptoms which we call as fever. The reason inside the body should be treated, not the rise in temperature. And if fever is not a disease and it is indication of the disease inside, should you treat the disease which is underlying? Then what is fever? Fever itself is treating the disease which is underlying. What you should be doing as the owner of the body is only assist the fever by doing what the fever wants. And how do you know? Your body will tell you what you should do now. Your mind will tell you what you should do now. How do you think cats and dogs knows what to do for fever? All the organisms know how to do everything in their life without going to any school. They know everything what they should do. Every born bird is a good engineer. No school, nothing. No fixed raw material, no fixed site. Every tree has different way of branches, and every bird inspects the tree whatever is around them and builds a nest. And they have to be always prepared to escape from death. Every animal's life is like this. They are all knowing what to do. It's only human beings who are not knowing anything and knowing all wrong things. The problem is somewhere else. Okay, so just listen to the body will guide you. Nature cure is not eating natural. Nature cure is not being on fruits and no food. Nature cure is tuning with nature, living with nature. And when you live with nature, you know the best food is fruits. It is not about what you eat, it is about how you approach this life, how you handle this environment around you, how you handle yourself along with the environment around you. That is nature cure and yoga, not about what you eat. Okay. Okay, now let us see the symptoms. This is all very common, everybody knows this. And see, increased temperature is not the first sign or symptom. In fact, before you feel increased temperature itself, you start feeling so many things, right? This is what we know already, because see, there is nobody who has not got fever in their life. Anybody should be having experience of getting some fever, definitely. And when you feel feverish, how do you know you're feeling feverish? You're feeling dull. Usually kids say this, Oh, I'm feeling like something. They can't tell what is that. They feel something. They feel something very. I'm feeling something very difficult. I don't know. But many times I have seen parents don't believe what they say. They force them to go to school. They force them to go to tuition. They force them to do the homework. They don't allow the kid to rest. This is a problem. This is wrong. If somebody is not feeling well and they are having fever, even if they are lying, believe them, because what if they were true? So, feeling dull, feeling tired, lethargic, not interested in doing anything, feeling low, interest in everything vanishes. See, the interest in everything goes off. You are not able to, but you are having interest is different. The interest is lost. Physically, you don't want to do any work now. And obviously, the temperature also starts increasing. Some people, they will have only chills. They may not have increased temperature. In Tamil, we call kulirkachal. So they feel chills, but it's still a fever, because they may feel chills, but their body may show increased temperature or may not show increased temperature. That feverish feeling is to be respected. And some people may have mucus, cold, nose block, running nose, body aches, some kind of discomfort in joints, and eyes become painful and tired, some kind of dizziness. When you get up, you feel like you feeling dizzy and very sleepy, or you just want to throw everything and go and lie down. Irritability, especially towards noise and excess light, and we may feel thirst or we may not feel thirsty, but we may not realize we are feeling thirsty. That's the truth I want to say. Sometimes people may not realize they're feeling thirsty. And no sense of taste or smell. It is not only in COVID-19, any fever, we lose this. We don't feel good taste with whatever food is shown to us or we try to eat. And there is not even a good smell from the food, whatever is shown to us. Some people may experience bitterness in their mouth. Their saliva can be very bittery. The saliva can become very sticky, and some people might have vomiting and diarrhea also. Now, all these things are how fever appears, right? Also, don't forget, I don't know about other states, but in Tamil Nadu, when somebody gets a chicken pox, it's a fever. Chicken pox is also a fever. When somebody gets chicken pox, they make it like a celebration. They say, goddess has come. They keep neem leaves around the person. The person is lying on a white dhoti. They'll keep neem leaves around the person. They keep some neem leaves, a bunch of leaves, in the roof of their home. So the people walking in the street knows that there is somebody inside this home who is having chicken pox. So they don't come inside the home. And in those days, it was, a custom that if one home keeps this neem leaves bunch in their roof as an indication, that whole street will keep this neem leaf in their roof, and nobody in the street will do this seasoning. You pour oil and you put some mustard and you make something seasoning. They don't do it. We call talikarde in Tamil and hograna in Kannada. Tadka. They don't do it. The whole street does not do it because this smell is not good for the chicken pox. Nobody does it. This is called community care. Your neighboring home prepares themselves in a way to support you who is always inside the home. After a week or 10 days, then everything becomes better. Then they pour water. Then they assume it as the goddess is leaving. They send her with respect. So this is a tradition of, uh, you know, handling the fever in a very different perspective, different viewpoint. This kind of fever or chicken pox, whichever treated well, definitely will avoid any chronic illness later. You kill this fever, you did not give the chance at all for the body to clean itself by creating a fever. That specific toxin, what has to go at that specific time, is staying inside the body. So we are doing mistake by killing fever. Do not kill fever by any way. These are the things which commonly happen in fever. Anything can happen more also. Some things may not be there also, but still, we know fever. If fever is coming, fasting is the best medicine. Okay, if you eat a lot of food, you are feeding the disease inside and not curing it. So fever likes fasting. And what to do when somebody has fever, what you should do for them? Whatever we do should be like assisting the body. Never try to kill the fever. You can reduce the temperature if it is growing excessively, but don't kill the fever. Okay. First thing what you should do is take rest. Stop all your works. Don't do any work. Just stop all your works and take rest immediately. And make sure where you rest, the air around you is fresh, your clothes are loosened, and drink water. How much ever you require, drink water. It may also be a good idea to squeeze few drops of lemon into the water and drink. Why so? Because in fever, the digestive fire is not there. That's why you don't feel any hunger. And the water what you drink may reduce the digestive capacity even more. That may give you a very uncomfortable feeling. If you squeeze few drops of lemon, this water now becomes acidic. And this water, though it will act as alkaline inside your body, this acidic nature of the lemon will ensure some movement is stimulated inside digestive organs. This lemon is so powerful. Lemon is one of the wonderful medicines what we follow in nature cure. Few drops of lemon and this water will have different effect inside the body. But just water is also fine. But you can do this as per your judgment on that moment. And after doing all this, rest, fresh air, loosen clothes, and drink some water. Why rest first is because when you feel tired, just for a few moments, sit somewhere, lie down somewhere, and just stop everything and come to a rest where you understand what's happening in your body and prepare for the thing because you may be anywhere now. Prepare how to handle your fever if it is going to be a fever for a few days. How to handle situation. You may be out of station, you may be in a friend's home, you may be anywhere, you may be on a trip, you may be on a picnic. Whatever it is, stop everything and taking care of fever is important. And within some time when you realize there is fever, definitely take a cold water enema. Whenever you travel, definitely have an enema can with you. It is a life savior, I'm telling you. Enema can has saved many lives just because it can prevent so many serious effects due to any disease growth. It is an emergency handler. Enema is the emergency treatment in our center, and it is a miracle. Take an enema, and within 45 minutes after taking enema, drink a lemon juice with honey. Why lemon juice? Lemon generally is available everywhere, and it is one of the simplest to make a juice even for the person who is having a fever. Other fruits, it is not as common as lemon in a kitchen, so you can use lemon, and everywhere lemon is available. But you can take any juice. You can take any fruit juice like citrus fruits, fruits which have some sourness. During fever, take juices of lemon, oranges, musambi, pineapple, grapes. These are the best juices what you can have for fever. Do not take muskmelon juice, watermelon juice, papaya juice. Tender coconut is not always good because sometimes it can increase the fever, because tender coconut is not a medicine, it is a food. Now, whatever other fruits what I mentioned, they are medicine as well as food. Tender coconut is purely food and one of the purest food on the earth. To eat that food, you should be already pure. So, if there is a problem inside, this food requires a different way of processing. So, it can increase the fever. So, we don't recommend tender coconut water during fever. Do not drink. Many people give it, it will increase the fever. Do not give tender coconut water or this melons, muskmelon or watermelon. But other juices are fine. I'll repeat the list again. Lemon, oranges, mosambis, pineapple, grapes. These are the best juices for fever. And you can keep repeating this. In this juice, you can give it, as just the juice, or mix some water in the juice and also add some honey. This all to be decided by the family and the person who is having fever. And it may be a wise idea to mix water and dilute and drink so that it is easy to digest than thick juices. And after all these things, rest. Make sure the juice is drunk slowly and sip by sip and mixing with saliva and then swallowing, not just gulping. And also make sure this first juice, or every time a juice is given within 45 minutes after an enema, it will prevent some tiredness. And keep drinking juices and also some water here and there. On average, you can give almost 7 to 8 juices in a day. It can be more than this, but not reduce less than 6 or 7. Don't reduce it, because if you are awake for 12 hours in a day, at least 2 hours once there should be a juice, because these fruit juices are the one who are going to go inside and push the process what the body is unable to do because of so many wrong food what we have eaten these many days. Okay, this is what you have to keep doing. And keep monitoring the heat in the body, every couple of hours or every hour once. It is better to check it. For kids, keep checking very frequently, but don't disturb in the name of checking. You should not disturb the person who is having fever. Don't go and touch the fever person with a very cold hands. Like if you're working in some water in a kitchen work, With the same hand, don't go and check. Your hand should be normally warm, and only with that you have to go and touch. If you go and touch with a very cold hand, it creates a lot of irritation and discomfort. Don't do that. With a warm hand, keep checking frequently, and also make a note if you want. But if you find the temperature is excessively growing, now our intention is to reduce the excess heat and to keep the fever in a limit. Why should you do this? If fever is really healthy, why should we reduce the temperature? Because the fever is a mechanism which is created by altering the temperature sensing areas of your brain. So there is a place where your body temperature is maintained within a small range by the body normally. Now when the body has to create fever, this center is told to keep quiet, not to adjust or balance the body. It's like thermostat. The setting of thermostat is increased so that the body raises temperature by doing what? By increasing the heat production and also by reducing the sweating response. See, whenever you have uh, summers, even when you're sitting simply, you may perspire and sweat, which is very obvious sometimes. But in fever, are you dripping in water because the temperature is more? Sweating may happen once in a while. Not every fever has sweating. Sweating is not a common symptom in fever. It's a rare symptom. Only some kind of fever, for example, malaria fever will have sweating. And any normal fever also, you may feel like you are going to sweat, and you just remove your blanket, everything, you don't sweat again. So it is temporary. It is not normal and common. Why? Because your body has closed the sweating system to a degree that you don't sweat like other days. This is how your body temperature is increasing. Now, because of some reason, if temperature goes beyond the limit, your brain can go weird. It may not work properly. It goes out of control. This can cause problem. This is the only problem with fever. Okay, if temperature goes beyond limit, the person can go into a fits, epilepsy, or they can go into coma. Eventually, this could also kill. But this is very rare. It does not happen very easily. But our duty is to keep checking so that the temperature does not go too high. And if it goes too high, just reduce the too high temperature to a little lower temperature, but not kill the fever completely. How do you do that? Naturally, apply a cold wet cloth over their forehead, eyes, throat, chest, abdomen, and lower abdomen. Why all these areas? First, for the forehead. This is the order you have to apply the cloth also. First, apply a small kerchief or towel on the forehead. Now, this will reduce the heat from the head. And below this forehead is your brain. And the eyes. Why next the eyes? Because eyes will definitely become very tired when there is excess heat. Eyes cannot bear more heat. Keep for the eyes. And for the throat. Now, what happens when you keep for throat? The blood, whichever is going from your body towards your head, is cooled down immediately when you keep a cold cloth on throat. On the chest. Why on chest? This is the place where two vital organs are functioning, heart and lungs. A cold cloth improves the function of the heart, and this chillness makes the heart work in comfort. Heat is not favorable for any organ to work. We require temperature, but not heat. Even an increase in 2 degrees Celsius can make the organs go a little bit discomfort. I'm saying not 2 degrees Celsius above body temperature, 2 degree more than the fever. For example, if 38 is Celsius is fever, you reach 40, 40.1, 40.2. It can be a load for the organs to work. So reduce temperature by doing this. If 37 is normal body temperature, 38 is fever, that is fine. 38, 38.5 is comfortable for the body to do what it wants. So put a cloth for a chest, your breathing becomes better. Whatever mucus is there inside will come out as cough. Cough is not bad thing. It will come out. And when you put full lower abdomen, this is the place where the fever has its origin. Most fevers will originate because of the toxins in the abdominal area and especially in the bowels. For children, just one enema, the fever is completely gone. But this doesn't happen for the adults in the same way like kids because adults have toxins in many places and more in load of toxin. So the fever may not go with one enema in adults, but definitely they start feeling better. Any condition, enema will make them feel better. Now keep repeating this again and again. Enema minimum twice a day, morning and evening minimum. It can be had more if there are some increasing issues. For example, the headache is increasing. Yes, you can give an enema. Some difficulty is increasing. Yes, enema can be given. Don't keep giving enema throughout the day. That is not right. Because temperature can be reduced by applying a cold cloth. We are not telling you to put a cold cloth for a long time and reduce the fever completely. No. Make sure this cold cloth is only for some time, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You just to reduce the temperature, which is excess. That's all. Even if you remove all the heat from the body cannot repeat what it is doing or it cannot progress with what it's doing. Be sensitive. Don't let the body get overheated or don't overcool the body. Both are wrong. And in case the person is feeling chills, the enema could be mildly warm, not definitely more than the temperature of the fever. The temperature of the water should be less than the temperature of the fever. And the juices, whatever you give, can be mildly warm. How to make it warm? Either add warm water along with the juice or keep some hot water in a vessel. Place this juice for few minutes inside this hot water vessel so that the temperature will get transferred from the hot water vessel to the juice through the cup, and you can give this would be fine. And sometimes the patient themselves want to be under sunlight because it's very cold for them. They feel a lot of chills, but they can't be in sunlight for too much also. That will also accumulate heat. So maybe a few minutes, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that is sufficient. If you feel dizzy or if you feel your temperature will increase more because the person is already having temperature but they are not feeling the temperature, they're feeling cold. In that conditions, keep a wet cloth over the head to prevent excess heating because of sunlight, and then they can be in sunlight for some time. It's all only if the patient wants, do not force it. And there are some things what you should not do, whatsoever may be the thing. In fever, never take a medication to stop or reduce the temperature. For example, it's called antipyretics. See, pyrexia is the medical term for fever. So antipyretics are the medicines which reduce the temperature. Don't take them. So something like, paracetamol. Everybody knows paracetamol, but nobody knows what is the cause of fever. But all knows how to stop fever. This is a big, 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 big problem than we can imagine. It's a big mistake. We are deviating the nature's pathway. This is wrong. Please understand. Do not stop with any medication for any reason, because fever is the best tool to clear whatever is wrong inside the body. If you kill the fever, you cannot cure what is inside wrong. This can come back as something bigger. Don't kill the fever. No working at all at any cost. That is not what fever likes. No working. Don't eat anything. No solid food. Avoid unrest. And be with mental peace. Do not do anything which avoids your mental peace. Silence around is the thing. I'm sorry if you misunderstand. Silence around is required. Avoid everything which disturbs your mental peace. And no TV, no mobile phone, no radio, no books. Don't keep doing things which are done other times. No, just lie down, just rest. In fact, close your eyes and lie down. Don't even open your eyes and look at anything. Close your eyes and lie down. Do not let the body too much to cool or get hot. Both extremes are not really good. Let there be little bit fever, that is fine. And don't think enema is not of great help. Why I'm saying this one is the patient themselves feel tired, lazy to get up and take enema. They don't like touch the cold water. In spite of all this, make sure enema is given. If the patient is too tired to get up and go and take enema, make them lie down near the bathroom, toilet, and give an enema. It is finally our home, our family member. It's fine. Just do it. This enema is a miracle. And there are some people who start doing kriya, like, they drink water, salt water, and they vomit. They do some things all like this. No. Sanka Prakshalana. They drink some salt water and do some asanas, which will initiate uh, some diarrhea. No, don't do all these things. This will make the body more weak and tired. The body itself is doing something like this. You do not do anything like this. It is better to keep quiet. And definitely do not eat solid food. Whatever you eat is going to increase your fever. Please don't do it. And please understand, if you ill treat a fever, if you don't do what the body wants during fever, please understand it's a big sin, and we are accumulating more toxins inside the body. And I do not want to say what are the problems which can come afterwards, because they're very serious. That if at all you have done these mistakes in the past, you will feel very worried, very much worried, and this will be in your mind and keep eating you. This itself will be a problem for a problem, right? So I don't want to say the names of any disease, but please understand the results are bad. So next time when you get a fever, never do these kind of mistakes. Okay. And if you do all these things, definitely the body will be happy. Okay. These are the very basic things what you should know. And vomiting, diarrhea with fever, what to do? Same thing. Continue. Nothing different. Keep continuing. Even when you have diarrhea, enema twice a day is compulsory, or you can give immediately also. If you assist by giving an enema and clearing out the bowels, the body does not have to spend a lot of energy in creating a fluid resource inside the body and pushing it through diarrhea. You can assess the body even during diarrhea with an enema care. Vomiting, wait for the vomiting to be over. Once the vomiting is over, make the person sit. Give some lemon juice, because after vomit, the sour taste is what the body would prefer, irrespective of any reason for the vomit. Give some lemon juice or lemon water. Now, this will do two things. One is the tiredness, what they feel, this will immediately supply some energy in a natural way. They'll feel better a little bit at least. Another thing, this soreness, this lemon goes inside and brings out if there is something remaining in the stomach. Because if it is remaining but not having the capacity to vomit immediately, or the volume of toxins or unwanted waste matter inside the stomach is not too much to be pushed with a vomit, it'll just lie down inside. When you drink this lemon juice, it goes and pushes that outside. It makes things better inside. So drink some lemon juice and rest. If fever has vomiting and diarrhea along with it, understand your body is doing something very, very seriously, and do not stop it at all by any reason. If you cannot eat medicines which will reduce temperature, can you eat medicines for stopping vomit? No. Can you eat medicines for stopping diarrhea? No. What are you going to achieve by keeping the shit inside? Is it not a common sense that you should not stop these things? I don't know who got the idea of killing the fever. Stopping diarrhea. I don't know why you had to stop diarrhea. Stopping vomiting. What nonsense. People themselves know what medicines take to stop diarrhea or vomiting. Okay, why they discovered or invented medicines to stop vomiting and diarrhea? Because when it continuously water is going through from your body, you will get dehydrated, which can also kill you. The problem is eliminating or dehydration. Should you handle dehydration or elimination? What kind of dumbness is this? Don't treat the problem, treat something else. What is this? Whatever evidence you may have, stopping fever, stopping diarrhea, stopping vomiting is a big sin. Do not do this. If you're a doctor and watching this video, you may get anger on me. But I'll tell you one truth. Just 30-40 years before, the management of fever, even according to modern medicine, is, you know what? Not prescribing paracetamol. No, that is not how it was done. Observe the fever for 1 week. Usually fevers disappear in 1 to 3 days or 2 to 4 days. It just disappears. It does what it has to do and it will go off. If it remains, observe the fever, because only when you observe the fever for a week, you can understand why this fever is happening. And then give medicine for that cause is what was prescription by allopathy 3-4 decades back. This is how the original people who are creating allopathy told, because father of medicine told, Hippocrates told, give me fever, I'll cure all disease, not kill fever so can cure any disease. No. The body itself is trying to control the heat loss by avoiding sweating. What kind of expertise is that to kill fever? You know, by killing fever, we have caused more damage on this earth. Why can't we listen to the body? Do not kill fever. Understand the truth is something different. Whatever we have understood is what we have understood. we may have a different truth. Before you are open to all the options which can be happening, don't conclude and don't alter the nature. You can conclude, but keep quiet. Don't alter the nature. By experience, we know this is how fever should be handled. Fever is a new disease or what? Fever is there. Everybody's undergone fever. So fever is so common. How is that nobody knows how to handle fever or what? And when these things were told, even in Ayurveda and Siddha, people found a lot of time consuming in handling fever. So what people start doing, they want immediate response, immediate cure from fever. This is where the pharma industry took over. I'm again telling, people are so idiot and dumb. They can't handle their body. They can't handle their mind. They can't understand their nature. They just want to get cured because they have examination, they have school to attend, they have office to go, they have this work, they have that work, they have a function coming in their home. No, this is not right. And I'm also telling you one more thing. Sometimes a fever which you killed will not come again at all. The loss is sometimes forever. Don't ever do this mistake. If you stop killing fever, diarrhea, vomiting, skin diseases, some things like this acute diseases, if you stop killing these all, even running nose, even cold, no medicines are required for this. If you stop giving medicines, I'm telling any branch, if you stop giving medicines to kill them and control them, but not eliminate them, I'm telling you, most diseases on this earth will start reducing its intensity and start disappearing. So do not misuse the freedom in handling a fever. That is not good at all, right? So we know if somebody gets fever, curing the patient is it's very nearby. It's very easy, right? Okay, so anything else to ask? If you have anything to ask, please feel free, because these are major things what I wanted to tell you. Anytime in case of doubt, please feel free to call. No problem.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Tell me.
Sir, diarrhea varsha kuda you saying we can give enema, is it?
Yeah, see, the body is trying to push it with 4 or 5 bouts of episodes of diarrhea.
Yeah.
You yourself put water inside and pull it out. So see, diarrhea, how, okay, from where does this water come from? Are we drinking excess water because the body wants to make diarrhea? No, we are not drinking ourselves. So how this water is coming? The large intestine secretes fluids by taking the water from the blood and makes this place watery and then flushes it out, which means you are using your vital resource.
Yeah.
That is why dehydration happened. That is why people may die. If you give enema, the water goes inside and brings out whatever is staying there. So body does not do much, is not having any requirement, and keep drinking fluids. How much ever water passes out, keep drinking. How much ever vomit comes, keep drinking. This will ensure dehydration does not kill a person. So yes, depending upon the diarrhea, what is coming, how much is coming, everything, enema should be given or it can be given. That should be decided on the spot. But it is really helpful. We don't stop enema because somebody has diarrhea. Enema is enema, it should be given.
So that time also you say no fruit juices, but only water when somebody is having vomiting or.
No. Fruit juices are fine. See, for vomiting, only fruit juices which are
Lemon.
sour. Definitely for all these things, only the fruits what I have mentioned. Lemon, Mosambi, orange, pineapple, grapes. Only these things. Nothing else. These are the ones which are sour and which can help. I'll tell you one more experience. I was in an ashram teaching yoga for foreigners. It's an ashram where only foreigners are taught yoga. There, I got fever. I'm the teacher. Now I got fever. Now this ashram is around 40 kilometers away from the nearest shop. It's inside a deep village. There are no shops. And there is no lemon inside the ashram. It's a new ashram they're setting up. There's no lemon. I asked them for lemon. They did not go and get it because they will go only once a day and they did not go and get it immediately. I asked for honey. They didn't get me honey at all. 3 days over, I didn't have lemon or honey at all. Now what to do? The only thing what they have is food what they can prepare for other people, tea, coffee, and water. So what am I supposed to do? I had an enema can. I'm taking enema. But what about the nutrition? They were not all getting me honey or lemon. I don't know what is the reason, but they're not getting me. I'm very tired and I have a responsibility coming, but I'm on the bed. I was drinking water and the water also is not available there. It has to come from kitchen, which is something like 200 meters away. It's very hot there. So I couldn't walk. I told them to bring water. So only when somebody comes there, I can tell them something. No network there. Phone doesn't work there. So when somebody comes, I tell them, get me some water. Then they'll get me some water after a few hours. So I asked them, see that place is Madhya Pradesh. I do not know Hindi very well. They do not know English. Now I have to ask them what is there in the kitchen. I asked them to get me some tomatoes. Tomatoes are also citric. They brought me some tomatoes and I was surviving on tomatoes for 3 days. Definitely I got better. This can also help. So the idea is have something which has some kind of soreness, acidity, which definitely will act as alkaline inside the body. But this acidic nature is very helpful in stimulating the vital process inside the body. So these all fruit juices can be given. For vomiting, immediately lemon juice is preferred. For diarrhea, dysentery, any juice is fine. Among these fruits, any juice is fine. Keep giving. For example, you're stuck up in a place where nothing is available, then any fruit is fine. Because saving a life with something is better than searching for something only that should be taken. For example, if you take watermelon juice, what is going to happen? The process in the body may start reducing. The body may not work well with watermelon juice, especially during this kind of conditions. Because watermelon is a food, it is not a medicine. Watermelon has food quality, not medicinal quality. So all fruits are not suitable for all kinds of illness. The idea is sour ones are better, which has juice, which is sour, which is having some acid, they are better. So these kind of juices you can definitely give. Keep giving so that there is hydration. You can give juices, you can give water, you can give honey water, anything is fine. Definitely you can keep giving.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Thank you so much. And madam, you had said me something about some ear block. What is that?
Yes, doctor. 1 week away, the left ear is blocked. When I'm trying to pull the ear, then konja clear again it gets blocked.
So blocked with what?
I don't know. It looks like solid wax mother. I could feel it.
Okay. See, when you pull the ear lobes, just pull the ear lobes, that creates some kind of easiness for the air to flow inside and come out. See, for example, if a doctor wants to view inside the ear, they pull the ear lobe so the canal becomes straight. Just pull that, it will become better. And any blocks in all your sense organ is only because of the mucus. So whatever you have been listening these many days, start following that. You can see the blockages getting relieved and all the discomfort disappearing. And you can try very minimal food, maximum fruits and some juices, or once a meal in a day or twice, 2 meals in a day. You can try these things with fruits. So when you eat less, your body starts eliminating more. Just try that. I think you will feel better.
Okay, doctor. As such, I'm eating only one meal and one is fruit for the last 10 days away. So,
Oh, very good. So what kind of improvements are you seeing in the body?
I'm used to doing this, doctor, many times. So, இப்போ திருப்பி ஒரு 10 days conscious பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேனா.
Very good.
So, yeah, I'm feeling energetic and not feeling tired or anything. So, I just the work I'm doing.
Okay.
So, otherwise, this has been there even before I started this one meal a day. So,
Okay.
it's little, yeah, irritating. Long time because it's not 1 or 2 days. It's more than a week now.
Okay.
So, it's no pain or anything, just that it's a discomfort. Unable to hear that side. I have to just release, and then hear. I am not using any earphone or anything also. So, I used to use for some webinars and something.
So if it used to be like this, now try one thing. Be only on fruits for 2 or 3 days time. Only on
Okay.
fruits. Eat
Any
twice
kind
or
of
thrice, no problem.
any kind of fruit, doctor?
Best are these kind of fruits.
Okay.
It is there in the document as well, and whatever I mentioned are the best.
Yeah.
It can stimulate the process. So those kind of fruits, and just do other all things like taking bath, being in the fresh air, doing some exercise movement, sleeping early. Do all these things, definitely you will have an improvement.
Okay. Sure, doctor. I will try. Yeah. Thank you.
Anybody else would like to say anything or ask anything? You can even share your experience, anything if you like to. Anybody? Okay. So if nobody has anything to share, then we can end the session. And thank you again for joining the session. This video will be live by tonight, 7 o'clock. Share with everybody, share with your friends, share with your family, and let people handle fever, vomit, diarrhea naturally and prevent all diseases. Right? Okay. Thank you so much.